Hi everyone, Shaun here. In this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast, we're going to talk about teams. Well-functioning teams make us better, smarter, and more productive. Every great endeavor or enterprise is done through and with teams. Welcome to the Take Charge of Change podcast, and this podcast will help you to lead a more resilient professional and personal life by sharing great content to make you smarter, more energetic, emotionally healthy, financially confident, so you accomplish your professional and personal goals in spite of the challenges that are sure to come your way. Can you remember a time when you worked with a highly functioning team? What was the experience like? Over the years, I've had the privilege of working with great teams, both professionally and, of course, personally. One of my most powerful team experiences was when I was in high school playing football. Now, for many of you, whether it was sport teams or maybe band or other groups of people that you collaborated with, you had some very positive experiences that are well worth reflecting on. Now, sometimes we forget about the power of teams that are embedded in these experiences. So when we reflect on these experiences, there are likely some really great lessons that we can remind ourselves about and to apply to our current circumstances. In fact, I'd encourage you right now to stop this podcast and take out a piece of paper and reflect on these team experiences. Write down the lessons. Write them down right now, and if it's not convenient to stop, then later on make a date with yourself to reflect on these experiences. Those team experiences can be very powerful. So here are some observations about teams. First of all, one of the most powerful things you can do as a team is to break bread together. It's very simple, but whether that's tea time, lunches, or dinners, believe it or not, sharing a meal together, spending time together in this way forges important bonds between team members. Over the years, as a business owner and leader, I've found that one of the most effective tools I could utilize and can utilize today is regular lunch meetings with my team. It embeds goodwill, it encourages relationship building, casual conversation, and it can be a relaxing environment in which ideas can be freely shared and exchanged back and forth. So don't underestimate the power of breaking bread together. It can be very simple as grabbing a cup of coffee, impromptu lunch meetings. And if it's been a while since you've done this, make a point of booking a time to have lunch together with your team. Why don't you consider breaking some bread together? We get very busy, and simple things like this get pushed off to the side too often. As well, when you think about it, we become close to people we discover the world with, whether that's through our work or volunteering. And when we discover the world with other people, the more important the mission that we work on together, the better we are able to look past other people's differences and really work hard to collaborate in spite of those differences. So if work is just work, then that's when these differences can really get in the way. The work just isn't important enough for people to put their differences aside. It's really critical to remember that. So when the work and the overall purpose is important and is understood by everyone involved, our ability to look past these differences and work with them is greatly increased. So ask yourself the question, does your team really understand the purpose behind the work you're doing together? Do you have a compelling vision collectively that will allow you to look past those differences that maybe some of you have and look past the frustrations that can keep your team from working effectively together? A key trait of excellent teams is their ability to manage many different interests while serving a purpose that is larger than the interests of any one person on the team. So it's worth reflecting on this. Clarity of purpose doesn't do away with differences, but it helps to put them in the proper context when working in a team. Now, another interesting point is that shared struggle as a team can bring teams actually together. In the moment, struggle is difficult, but great teams are made even better when they struggle through pain, fracture, or heartache. Real teams work with and through each other, and they take time to reflect on their past team experiences and challenges and use those lessons and apply them to their current team to make it better. So look at your calendar. Decide now to break some bread together, to forge relationships and common bonds. The next time you struggle or pain comes into your team, Push through it, recognizing that it can make your team even stronger and more resilient to deal with the challenges that are sure to come for your team in the future. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. For more helpful resources on professional and personal resiliency, be sure to visit our website at takechargeofchange.com. If you'd like to start a conversation on how we can help your teams to be more resilient, cognitively, emotionally, physically, and financially, we'd love to start the conversation with you. Simply zip us an email or call. All the best in your quest to professional and personal resilience.